Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. It was a great life.
As well
we're
as a
here.
great life.
We're here in the Freedom Shack on
With
Friday.
The Association, which,
Yeah.
cool name.
I don't think we've ever hit anything from them, but it rings a bell, the band name.
I mean, the
And-
word means something to me.
It's very, very
I know the
factual.
definition.
What does it mean? What's the definition?
A collection of people gathered together for a certain cause, probably from...
We should put the definition on the screen.
There's
Like,
probably...
as you say that.
Listen, if you have an association, you've probably somebody has put some dollars towards that.
That's fair. This is fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so this post was asking for like, what's your like favorite song from your childhood that we haven't hit yet? And
Oh, that's a cool
this
post.
one. Yeah, I know, right?
Damn,
And
who makes
this
those
one-
posts? Jesus.
I don't know. He's got the hair for it. All right, this song is called "Never My Love" from 1968, and let's get right to it.
Let's do it. Might not be from 1968. This is the greatest hits.
You ask me if there'll come a time when I grow tired of you.
Good.
Never my love,
Oh, that Rhodes.
never my love. You wonder if this heart of mine will lose its desire for you. Never my love, never my love. What makes you think love will end when you know that my whole life depends on you?
Wow.
Never my love, never my love. You say you fear I'll change my mind, I won't require you. Never my love, never my love, never my love. How can you think love will end when I've asked you to spend your whole life with me?
Cool chord.
Never my love, never my love, never my love. Never my love, never my love, never my love.
Dude, this was lovely.
I have so many thoughts. I have at least 3 thoughts.
Nice. That was absolutely lovely. Go ahead.
For one, this is one of my favorite parts of the channel, is not just discovering good music, but like finding a band that for all intents and purposes probably wouldn't be remembered in the same way as like a Pink Floyd or a Black Sabbath or a ACDC.
Sure.
It's just a band that was good
Did their thing.
and people loved
Mm-hmm.
and
Like this was someone's favorite song. growing up.
yeah, and
Yeah.
could have been forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow just a bunch of people were like, hey, we had the same experience. We love this song. Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Never would have heard it. And
Yeah.
I think that's so lovely. And there's a certain mysticism to songwriting. And I know I've mentioned on the channel a few times that I write songs. And I've done it in the past. And I've known a bunch of songwriters who do the same thing. And if you don't write songs, I'm in the unique position as somebody who has done it for a number of years that there is a bit of magic that is both true and false. When you're writing a song, there is some element that is, you can't encapsulate it. It's not something you can put into words. It's not tangible. It's like an ineffable quality of like writing music that still feels magical. But in the same time, when you really listen to a song that you love and you go, okay, people sat down and wrote this. Like they could have, sometimes they come up with it by literally writing it down. They're like, ooh, this is good and this is what's next and here's where we go. Or sometimes they just go, oh, I'm playing piano and I'm singing. I'm not even thinking about the words to flow state and this is what comes out. But thinking like, seeing a picture of these people who are writing this song and writing a really, really lovely song and thinking about the moments that led up to it, to me, are such a beautiful thing. Like, you ask if I'll ever stop loving you, like, no, like, never. And that's a feeling that we've all had. It's a feeling that I think anybody who's loved somebody else, which is like all of humanity pretty much, can identify with.
Yeah, for sure.
Is so beautiful to me. And this is a really, really good song. And I can't point to a specific reason why. There's a lot of stuff I love about it. But, man, is it just has...
It feels very authentic. Like,
yeah.
You feel the human spirit and the human condition channeling through this individual, for sure.
Yeah. Never My Love. Like, it's none of this feels, like, formulaic. Like, obviously they like music, so they're using some tropes of it. But... man, the cool use of
great
like
line too.
The Rhodes piano that just like these little dotted, like every once in a while flickering these notes that feel like fireflies in the nighttime, like beautiful, beautiful. And the harmonies are great, and the chord choices are great, and the rhythms are. It's just all of it feels so good, and I'm just really thankful that we get to, as reactors or whatever, like get to experience this song that I probably never would have heard in my entire lifetime without this.
Yep, totally agree. And I love how, like, in a world, especially in this era, you know, you have, like, the Beach Boys, the Beatles, like, Zombies, like, a lot of bands kind of, like, doing the same thing. Like, I love, like, finding, like, more kind of, like, gems. Like, in all of that. And, like, you know, finding its way into my lap one way or another and getting to appreciate it.
It's because it makes it both feel unique and not unique at the same time.
Because
like,
it does have its own unique flair.
Yeah.
I was thinking about during the song, I was thinking about the Beatles a little bit and the Zombies and Beach Boys, and I was like, damn, like, there is like three, like, kind of, like, little, like, notes in my mind that, like, made it very unique to this situation, or, like, this art, like, you know, these guys.
Yeah, even just, like, the organ in the background.
Like, the noodling and stuff. The organ.
Yeah, I don't know. Just stuff about it makes me, like, again... if your neighbor wrote this song, if you grew up and your neighbor wrote this song, like, you'd be like, this is a fantastic song. It's really good. But at the same time, it feels like they could have done that. Like, it feels approachable in a way that like, you just showed Chris Shine on You Crazy Diamond. Sometimes to me, those songs are like, they feel untouchable, where you're like, how could you have possibly wrote that? Like, yeah, I can see the line. Like, okay, Syd Barrett, like, a best friend of yours, like, went crazy, and... you know, you're no longer able to be in a band with them, and you're like, shine on you, crazy diamond. It's poetic. It's beautiful in the way that, like, Walt Whitman or name a poet or a great author, like, it's beautiful, but it somehow feels like separate from the humanity that you live. Like, as a person, you're like, I can't imagine how it must feel to write that. Somehow this captures that beautiful space in between where it's like both deep and loving and beautiful, and you're like, wow, I don't know how I could write that, but at the same time, you could probably picture yourself in a world where you write something similar to this. And I just
see what
love
you mean.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
It feels like touchable brilliance.
Yeah, there's definitely more of, like, a relatability kind of, like, factor you can feel with it.
Just love it.
Damn, yeah, lovely tune. It makes me very happy this is someone's favorite song growing up.
It's
like,
a really good
that's
song.
That's really fun, and I love how, like, there's just enough elements and like the Rhodes piano, like the noodling and stuff, and like the percussion. Like, there's just enough kind of stuff, like, where I feel like that re-listenability is definitely absolutely there.
Yeah.
And love that chorus, that line, "Never My Love," like, so subtle but, like, so profound at the same time.
Like, imagine being like 19, like, you're writing this about a girl or a girlfriend or whatever.
That's the vibe I got, because, like, you know, I mean, it feels almost, like, cynical, but, like, even when it's like, you ask me if there's a time, like, my love will ever grow tired of you, and it's like, what makes you think this love will end? And in my head, like, at this point, being like 26, like, looking back in my youth, and you know what I mean, and maybe I would have even said "Never My Love," but, like, I couldn't have anticipated, you know, like, over years, you know, you grow apart, or, like, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But when you're like 19 or kind of in that range, like, your immediate response is like, oh, never.
Well, it's
You know what I
pragmatic.
mean?
It's like from looking back on it in the past, you're like, okay,
it's so pure. It's so pure.
Yes.
You know
Like
what I
I've
mean?
loved several people, and none of them have lasted. So it's like, okay, that's part of life. Like you're gonna love somebody. Like you've held hands in the park when you were like fucking 12 or 13, and you're like, wow, I love this girl, and you've just held her hand, and you're like, this is beautiful. And there's a feeling of that is absolutely never goes away. And it's capturing that, and I just love it so much. And yeah, when
it hasn't been like tainted yet.
Yeah, when you're older, you're like, okay, well, yeah, breakups happen, but it's a big picture of like being that age and being like,
You're not really even getting caught up
you're
in
like,
that.
it's gonna end? Are you fucking crazy? I love that. Like I love that sort of like innocent, beautiful, just like wholehearted, like full send, Red Bull down a mountain slope, fucking skiing with rockets on the back of your skis. Like I'm all in for this.
Yep.
And that's
I
what it
remember.
feels
I remember
like.
feeling that, and
Yeah.
like it definitely brings me back to
It
those
comes
kind of
across.
feelings. Yep. Damn.
Great
Lovely
song to
tune.
love as an adult or a child or whatever. Like really, really love it.
Damn, I feel that.
Damn.
That'd
Okay.
be so
Cool.
real. I'm not trying to rate this one. I think we leave it. I think this conversation was enough.
I think so too.
I
Really
think,
good.
I think this is a beautiful tune. I think we're gonna leave it there.
Cool.
Love it.
Let us know what to hit next. See you next video.
Peace.
Happy Friday.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you had a good time watching that video, go on to upvote the video, subscribe if you're not already. Check out some other videos here on the YouTube or on the Patreon if you want extra juicy stuff you can't get on YouTube because they block it here.